Alright, so it's been some time. And last time since we met our heroes, you were just delving straight into Lion's Den on Ohmsworld, deep underground beneath the spire, after meeting like the worst part of the city where homeless and poor are. And now we are delving into like old abandoned tunnels, rooms, and everything that was simply not used for many years, at least from governmental perspective. Yeah, heroes. Yeah, I know, like anti-hero. Where you are heroes, you think you are heroes, like imperial heroes. You do what needs to be done, and yeah, together you are delving deeper and deeper. Of course, knowing that this is entrance probably to cultist headquarters. I am pretty sure you are taking every precaution and safety measure you can.
Speaking of, one quick second.
I think we're going the right way. Me and
yeah, there were some rolls
Ignatius
last time.
rolled. Is it there?
Yeah, there were some rolls last time regarding navigation or something. Basically, you have
Synesians and navigation, I think.
Yeah, you have pretty good sense of where to go, especially when you start going, like, go past the door, and you start trying to figure it out, like.
Ah, yes, our heresy senses tingling.
Yeah, heresy senses tingling, especially for psychers, because like the air, naturally the air in this part of the spire is bad, because filters are still going on, but they are not that good, so in some areas it's like, well, the air is not that good, but the general feeling, the atmosphere of the place smells of, not heresy, but death, decay,
like heresy,
and all the worst things that you usually associate with bad guys with Ruinor's powers.
Okay.
Well,
what is the excuse for Ignatius and Inquisitor not being with us?
I mean, they are here.
Or are they here with us?
Yeah, they are here in the background when they become important. Like, no worries, I will like, especially like Inquisitor, I will play them. But I already have idea how to write Lyra off. Okay, so you
with a bullet.
Bullet with her name on it.
with part of the horde wearing suicide vests. Remember that talk? Yeah.
Well, in fairness, she still kind of refused. Oh, here we go. I'm not gonna bitch. Just continue.
Yeah. No worries. We're just gonna get through it. So
let the bitch flow through you.
Obviously, like how to go, because for the most part these tunnels in here, obviously it's dark. There are not many, almost for majority of the time there are none light sources, and these tunnels, at least in this like first area, are mostly like abandoned, like old surface tunnels, maybe some pieces of metal. And yeah, heretical tunnels, and they are pretty not thin. What's the word? That basically two people cannot really fit next to one another.
That's quite claustrophobic then.
Yeah, you need to go, at least for a moment, you need to go like in line.
One by one, okay.
Yeah, the word you're looking for is narrow.
Yes, narrow.
So, Cadus first, Xanthus second, and I bring up the rear.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Obviously, Inquisitor somewhere in the middle.
Oh, the Ignatius Inquisitor probably in the middle.
Alongside Ignatius, yes. Okay, so it takes at least good several minutes. Obviously, as always in this universe, everything is fucking big, or takes a long time to get. But thankfully, after like 10-15 minutes of walking, first of all, it's not necessarily a good news, but you were not attacked yet. So it's either good or bad news. Second of all, the tunnels start getting a little bit like stretched, so they're like you can step next to one another, so they are not that claustrophobic. And then like in the far distance, you don't need to roll for that, but it's also pretty obvious that even if you full speed, you might be getting like nowhere, because it's like a maze down there, and only because of your senses you know where to go. Yeah, you feel like faint distance, like sounds of like many pairs of boots like running away. And then you come up, of course very carefully you scout the area. What's a stammer?
It reduces ambient noise within a 20-meter radius. So
basically makes us feel more quiet.
Has a +20 to silent move.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of that, and then you appear in who knows what this room once was, but it's like rather large piece. And parts of it, like there are some tables and there are papers. Oh, this room looks like it was used very recently. Yeah, there are some papers, notes, and also in the other part of the room, bits what I can only describe as tech heresy. Basically, computers, monitors that were used to, assuming you investigate, but so I'm gonna say that Inquisitor Lyra saying that she like asked to pass for a moment and figure it out what it is. So do you try to figure out what's the purpose of this room, or are you only
sure? What kind of check would that
preparing on defense? For like looking through papers and whatnot, not really, and to figure out that strange technology. It's basic tech use or intelligence. Not really sure. Whatever it is.
I'll roll tech use.
Whatever's you prefer.
Well, searching the room would be search. The tech would be tech use, which I don't even come close to getting.
Mariana knows.
Yeah. The monitors, like the entire thing is dark, offline, not active. But as you are going like through it, check the stuff, you basically realize that this place was somehow through strange techno-sorcery. Wow, not one. Through strange techno-sorcery, cultists and heretics were able to connect or hack into CCTV systems on this planet, especially in the Spire. So
how far does this go? Like on it, let me reword this. Is it like only a few cameras in a certain sectors, areas of importance, or is it practically like the whole fucking Spire that they've got wired into?
Let me check how good they were. You see that the upper parts of the Spire that are the wealthiest and like the nobles and whatnot, they are like maybe 1 or 2 cameras that are pointed on like elevators, basically places where a lot of people come through so they can see them. And lower parts, including the docks where you were, majority of them were like they got feeds from them. Okay. And especially they were mostly, you even mainly because Katie's rolled not one with that good search, so you ignore tons of like unimportant papers and you find some good ones. So basically they were very interested in like docking areas to see who's coming onto planet. Not really who's leaving, but yeah, who's coming for the past few weeks.
So logically, we would be able to discern that they know of our presence then.
Yeah, it's pretty clear that, especially since the like Cadis also finds one very small note, which of course it's impossible to discern how old it is, but it seems pretty well. It's not crumbling into dust, so it's not that old. But it basically says that keep your eyes open. From agents might come sooner or later, and trust me, I know how they work. And then and then there's no sign, like nobody signed it because it wouldn't make any sense. And yeah, from papers you also realize that they had few, or still even have few sleeper agents within administration, but administration.
Can we tell who these sleeper agents are? As in names that we can give.
Some names are given, and mostly they are they are, when I say like administration, I mean like local police officer.
Yeah, that's completely fine.
Local bureaucrat.
Yep, that's fine.
Basically, somebody they played it pretty smart. They didn't put anybody in place of real power, but like under the radar.
Important places, but not places that, as you say, any significant power. Okay.
Places where they can avoid suspicion, but they also can get information.
Nice. Would like to make a note of all of the names that we see.
Okay, yeah, it takes like 2 or 3 minutes. Or like minute or two, because there are like several, at least a dozen names.
You said there was potentially more, but not noted?
You find the names, what you find. I didn't mention.
Okay, you find all of them. Nice.
The ones that are in the papers here.
Nice.
Of course, like in 1 or 2 examples, they really won't do much good, because there's also a report that due to some circumstances these sleeper agents were like taken down, or either killed in action, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, maybe in Moriana's eyes this will be a present and token of good faith if she decides to, if she gets a chance to make negotiations with Severan.
Yes.
And thankfully, like Lyra isn't even like it's not even like paying too much attention for. She's just like waits until you finish.
I wish I had bulging biceps so I could actually use my heavy bolter.
Yeah, just making sure that nobody attacks it, and then when you decide that you are ready, she gives a command that well, it's a basic sound lines that it's a heresy and used by cultists, so it burn it down.
Okay.
Or just destroy it.
Sure. Do I have any of those actually? Actually have some left. Nice. I am going to place a detonate. How big is the room actually?
Like 20 by 20, something like that. But
okay, like a detonation charge should.
Yeah, it will be okay.
Okay, then I'll leave a detonation charge.
Like set up a fire, like Ignatius might help with one of his, like, I don't even
Oh,
for that.
Ignatius can do it then, yeah.
Yeah, some
Have
basic.
Ignatius do it.
But, it will be done, and then he like unleashes his psychic fire upon the Heresy and burns it all down. Of course, you'll leave that place because due to not like some of the filters not really working that well, this room will be quickly filled, and surrounding tunnels will be quickly filled with smoke, and not really help with breathing, assuming you need it.
Who needs to breathe when you have the love of the Emperor?
Actually, we do have rebreathers. Well, I think most of us do.
We should all have rebreathers.
Okay, then after another few minutes, you find yourselves into, well, you realize that this is the proper way leading downwards to main cultist complex, because you find yourselves in a rather long hallway that's basically on the sides decorated with mutilated, crucified corpses.
Oh, nice.
You see, and these guys, well, you are not sure for how long they are operating yet, at least several months, especially with the papers you found. And yeah, they didn't hold back. It didn't matter if you are a man, woman, or a child. You'll find a few of those too. And some of the corpses are like completely naked. Some of them have like remains of their uniforms, so you know that some of them were members of Severan Dominate. But in some cases, you also find corpses who, even if they don't have uniforms, you get pretty good feeling that they were servants of Imperium.
Are there any...
And why? Because they're, like, for example, if somebody was from Imperial Guard, cultists literally mark them, like they not skin their body. Like, literally they tattooed, like, oh my god. Yeah, they marked the sign of the faction they were from on their body with like very hot item. I'm really forgetting the word.
Hot.
Yeah, they branded.
Okay.
Yeah, they branded them either with like searing hot, brand, or they literally carved out pieces of their skin to create a very nasty looking tattoo. And of course they throw in some cases they throw in like towns towards anybody who is not a cultist if they were coming here. And it's not really saying much that now this hallway and further downwards the stench of decay is, well, almost overwhelming.
Question. You mentioned there were people from different areas, some people of the Severan Dominant, some people of the Imperial Guard. Are there any people of note there, as in, you said they still wear their clothes. Do they have any sigils of their ranks, or to maybe perhaps notify people that would know that kind of stuff of their
not really.
importance?
If they
They're just basically all low rank.
Yeah, if they even had IDs or dog tags, they were ripped out and taken by. Bye. Yeah, so the depravity of the situation again you showed like how chaos cultists treat their enemies, and well, I was pretty nice with no insanity and no corruption, so maybe we're gonna start changing that. So give me all of you like basic challenging willpower test.
Fearless.
Yep, fearless as well. No, I don't think
it's not for fear.
Fearless.
It's
not for
fear.
insanity and stuff. Yeah, fair enough.
I'm jaded, so mundane horrors don't
This isn't mundane. It's like there's corpses all along the walls and various
That is
stages of
mundane.
decay. It's
What Jaded is for stuff like this. What Jaded doesn't apply against is stuff that's supernatural. Like if we walk into a room and suddenly the room is destroyed and we see we're actually in the warp or something, that's something that Jaded won't help against. But stuff like looking at corpses all over the room, that's what.
To be fair, I didn't say they are normal. They are mutilated, crucified, and whatnot. But well, I understand your point.
Because we see this sort of thing like very often, and we do like worse to people on occasion. So, like,
Do all of you have Jaded?
I think I might have it.
I don't know about.
I don't think
But
I have.
Fearless should also.
It's
No,
not
it
for
doesn't.
fear. It's not fear effect.
I have it, sadly.
I don't know if Psyker has it or Primaris Psyker has it.
You should. Actually, I'm certain most of them start with it.
No, there are some that start with it, but not all Psychers start with Jaded.
Fearless.
I'm thinking of the background package.
Well, no risk, no gain. Not gonna make him. So yeah, like maybe it took a second to take the image in, and then you
I failed.
proceed.
Oh, isn't that
So
like-
you don't have Jaded?
I don't think so, no. Unless it's in an Ascension talent, but I can't actually see it at the moment, so no.
Okay, so you can roll like 1d5 insanity. I think it would be insanity, yeah. Because that doesn't really corrupt you. Only show that in the grim darkness there's only war and death.
34 insanity. Oh, yeah.
You have 34 insanity.
Mm-hmm.
I have 27.
Dang, girl, you got all the insanity. Which insanity do I have? I think I only have 21. How am I the least safe? I mean, wait, least
Because
insane of you people?
at the start of the campaign, like your willpower bonus takes into effect all the corruption and insanity you gain.
Yeah, because if you are making ascended characters, game assumes, and I agree that you had to gather some corruption and insanity before you got to Ascension.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the high willpower bonus, which negates some of the thingy-mabobby. So
Dice.
The thingy, the Bobby. I like
The
it.
dice.
Oh, let's continue.
Yeah, Inquisitor like says only to proceed forwards, and then tells Ignatius to when they like pass. Like she doesn't care about Dominant, but at least give bodies of loyal servants of Emperor proper rest. So she tells him to burn it all, and then he'll like rejoin you.
okay.
Okay, then your search still continues as you delve deeper into maze of slightly more or less claustrophobic tunnels with still not much light, although in few places, like every 20, 30, sometimes 50 meters, there's a small lamp that sometimes like flickers. And then you also find another room that this time doesn't have any pieces of technology in it, but there is one big circle, something like that, with strange symbols written all around it and on the walls, and in 3 different places around this circle you see like rotten, decaying, and butchered bodies of dogs.
Dogs?
Yes.
Oh.
They
Oh.
die for this.
It doesn't matter about the people getting tortured, but when they bring in animals,
They've gone too far.
Okay. I mean, there is. If you want to figure out what this room was used for, then
yes.
I'm not sure what kind of role. If you can roleplay with
Logic, intelligence.
Logic, intelligence, plus.
I mean, that would give you general. If you want specifically, that's going to be forbidden law.
Yeah, if specifics, then yeah, forbidden
Heresy?
chaos or heresy.
Don't have
Heresy,
that. I need to buy it.
cults, maybe. Well, no, that's more about cults themselves. I think it'd be heresy for broad strokes. Specifics probably be demonology, but I don't have demonology. I also don't know what's going on exactly. I just know it's heretical.
Let's see. Looking at heresy. I'm tempted to bump that.
Do it.
Oh, as a reminder, like from the last sessions, because this is still the same mission, you don't get your fate points.
No.
Can
Ariana
I-
sees dogs is automatically angered.
I'm going to go ahead and bump that. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bump that
Okay.
to a 1.5 degrees success.
Okay, that is enough to tell that this room was used. You definitely know, yeah, this is definitely heresy. This was a summoning room.
Oh God!
Basic,
Burn it.
Can I
basic,
ahead.
and because they can you do also like either logic or intelligence check because you succeeded and you spent a fate point. Okay, so I want to say that plus 10, so still you succeeded.
1.3 then.
And basically, with your quick thinking and logic, you realize that this was a summoning room, and they butchered those dogs to specifically, summon a specific creature or creatures to aid them from ruinous powers.
Can I do a demonology check to know which ones?
Go ahead. And because you succeeded, plus 10 from me.
Darn, I don't know this part.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
so I know that... Okay, so what Xanthus will tell everyone else is that this was a summoning chamber of a sort, and that they have used it to summon creatures to aid them, but I don't know what creatures.
Let
Obviously,
me check, would
demons,
Ignatius have that skill?
He should.
He might.
He has Forbidden Lore Warp. Technically that could work.
Ooh. I think I might give that a shot.
Maybe?
That's more about the warp itself. That's less about types of demons.
Yeah, okay, so that...
Well, do it. Just do it. Don't give any bonuses to it, like you were giving plus 10 before, or do it at negative 10.
Might case flat.
Might as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'll give it a shot. Nope.
That was hella close. He's got no fate. He's not in the session. Just
Yep, I'm not... No risk, no gain. So yeah, he like... Ignatius like scrunches his face for a moment, thinks really hard, but... For now, knowledge eludes him.
I don't suppose Forbidden Lore cults would help me here.
Not really. You specifically asked for specific type, what specific type of demon they called. But yeah, also like your knowledge, because you see on some checks and further examination, proves that they did a really good job at summoning this thing. It's very well established in material plane.
I don't suppose I can tell the relative power of the demon by what they
really
sacrifice.
Not
That's
power.
what I was.
I'm only telling you that out of character, you know that if that thing in vanilla had Varg instability, then I'm telling you they did a good job, and it doesn't.
Okay. So